Yeah, just to let you know, we're live on YouTube as well, so that other women can learn from us. So good evening once more. Good evening, everyone. My name is Titilola Boyadeko, and you're welcome to the monthly Winlab workshop. Winlab is Women in Leadership and Business. It's for women all over the world. It's an open group for women all over the world to come together and support one another. Like I've always said, it's not a social club. So if you're going to join WinLab, you know that it's not an organization where or WhatsApp group where you're playing and having. Yeah, we do have fun from time to time, but we're more serious minded than any other thing. We teach ourselves everything, even including how to run the home. We did parenting classes. The last class we had was parenting classes. And for everyone that has registered for this workshop today, will get their certificate of attendance. Today's topic is financial planning 101. If you have children, if you have young children, like from the age of 11, you might want to bring them on board to listen, because it's not about just investing. No, it's not about buying and selling. It's not about business alone. It's about your life. It's about actually putting your finances in order, how to plan your finances in such a way that you will be financially independent. You might not even be rich yet or super wealthy, but you'll be on top of your finances. You will not be overdrawn here and there and owing this and owing that. You will know how to plan yourself. But don't let me be the coach today, because I'm not the facilitator. Yes, I'm the host of this program, but I'm not the facilitator. I would like to invite our super coach. She's a finance coach. She understands everything about money, about investments, about planning your finances, about becoming independent, financially independent, about financial growth. Oh, so sorry, we have people in the waiting room. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I would like to invite Coach Atinuke Adeboye. The floor is yours, ma'am. You're welcome.
So much. Thanks for that invitation. And once again, I want to welcome everybody back on board. And those are still joining us, we welcome you. We're going to be talking to one another in the next few minutes about financial planning. I know this platform is for women in leadership and business, but we really want to look at our own personal life financial planning, because most of the time, it's our habits that we take from our personal life into our businesses. So once we are able to know how to organize our own personal life, we will be able to transfer that into our career and our businesses. Please, host, can you allow me to share my screen, please?
So I'm going You're already a co-host, so you can do that.
You say host disable participant screen sharing. I don't know why.
Okay, 1 second.
I've been trying to do that. It's saying you disable that. So we are going to be looking at your personal financial planning. Financial planning involves so many things, and it's okay. That's great. Thanks, host. No. Why can I not share? I still cannot share. I don't know why. I want to share my screen. Okay, I'll keep talking then. If I cannot share my screen now, I think the host is trying to sort that out. Okay, I'll just be talking while we try to get on for us here. Okay, yes. I think I'm able to share my screen now. Okay, that's a course. Thank you. That's great. I have my screen up there now. I hope we can hear me.
Yes, we can.
That's very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, so this is my screen here. We're looking at women in leadership and business workshop. Today, we are looking at financial planning 101. And financial planning is majorly about your personal financial planning, just as I said earlier on. And we're looking at you securing your finances for year 2022 and beyond. We are still early in the year. This is February. So this is the major thing we're going to look at. So why are you here? I like starting with this. You know, you are trying to get your money all the way right. Just like Latifa said earlier on, she has a reason for coming. Most of us have a reason for being here today. You want to learn how to plan your finances in such a way that every detail is taken care of. Every detail. When I say details, I mean every aspect to the last penny of your money is taken care of. Most professionals and business owners think in order to plan their finances, they need these three things. That's what we think, you know, to have a lot of money or to be a financial guru or to be a specified digital resources. There's so many thoughts that comes to our mind, but it doesn't really have to be so. And it doesn't so. Here's the good news for you. Your fears and myths are not facts. They are definitely not facts. Because I've come across this so many times because I'm into the financial industry. People think that finances is very, very difficult to understand. Just the way, you know, most of the time, most of us share away from mathematics in primary or secondary school because we think it's very, very, very difficult. You don't have to be wealthy. You don't have to be an expert. You don't require specialized resources. For myself, I'll tell you my true story. I began planning my finances years ago with what I had. Underline that word, what I had. I was a novice at the time, but I know for certain that I can build wealth by managing my finances properly. And it was not flawless, but I continue to improve. So if you're afraid to fail, if you're afraid to make a mistake, that is where the problem is. It's not going to be flawless. The process is not going to be flawless. But if you continue and you are persistent and you put the right things in place, then you are definitely going to improve. So it is possible for you to do the same. I've done it. And it is possible for everyone to do the same on this platform today. So now, what are the takeaway for today? There are a few things you are going to be taking away. So I want you to, know that you're going to know what financial planning is. It's more like a big word. We have all these computer jargons, we have law jargons, we have all these grammars that we use for different fields, but that's the way it's being called. And the next thing, you're going to understand the fundamentals of financial planning. The fundamentals mean the basics, the foundations. And then you're going to know the steps of financial planning success. If you follow the step one after the other, then you are going towards a successful journey. If you don't start from behind and come up to the front, you have to take one step at a time. Why you should understand your finances, this is very, very critical, because if you don't know your why of doing something, you will do it shabbily and you will not get your result. Then we want to look at budgeting and cash flow. This is very, very essential in our life, in our finances. We want to look at investing to increase income. When we look at investing to increase income, you also look at how you can create other sources of income, how you can use your knowledge, what you know to create other sources of income. You just don't base your life on your salary or the income from one business that you do. You can actually make other streams of income from one business that you do. So those are the things we are going to look at. And the last but not the least, that we women always share away from, which is so saddening and heartbreaking, is insurance and retirement. Because, most of the time when some people pass away suddenly, you just see they're raising funds, GoFundMe. But just because these people don't have insurance in place. it's so sad enough that the children will lose their mom or their dad or something. Nobody knows tomorrow anyway. Everybody will die. We just pray that we fulfill our purpose and we grow older. It's so sad for them to go through that grief and also to now start more like begging for money to do the funeral. So, but if we put insurance in place, all those things will be taken off when the time comes. By the grace of God, we will grow old and very old before we go. So my promise to you today, if you're organizing your finances and it appears complicated and it is so perplexing, believe me, you are not alone. So many people are in this shoe. I have been there. Sometimes I'm still there, you know, but that is life, okay? I just want you to know that is life. So I'm asking you a question. Are you a savvy planner or a novice? Have that at the back of your mind. How well are you versed with financial planning? Because I know most of us, this is not the first time we're hearing about financial planning. And some of us have been trying, some of us have done some things. And so, thank you. I've asked you. Now I just want to talk about myself, my background, before we go ahead. So I'm a speaker, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a finance, mindset, and business coach. I wear so many hats. I'm so dedicated to helping ladies, especially ladies and young girls, because any woman is a lady to me, to reach their optimal potentials by unleashing their inner power and unveiling the secrets of life of a total wholeness and creating lasting wealth. You see, the last thing is that they have to create a lasting wealth because we are created to enjoy in this world. And if you don't have a wealth that you can use to feed your lifestyle, it's not going to be convenient for you. So this is what I look into. Your kind of lifestyle might be different from my kind of lifestyle. Our goals cannot be the same. That doesn't mean we don't need enough money to enjoy this lifestyle. We do. I might decide that I want to have a private jet. You might decide that no, all you want is just a cash car and you're okay. It's fine. Everybody's desire is different, but you have to know how to get money to be able to get those things that you desire. So I'm also the founder of social enterprise called Ladies Experiencing All-Round Development. This is majorly a platform for young girls to be able to identify their gifts, their talents, and to know how to create multiple streams of income at a very young age, so that when they grow up, they will not find it difficult. Actually, we always have Instagram Live every month. The next one is coming up on the 26th of this month, 12 midday. So just check out our page. Is at Lead Leagues Instagram at Lead League. I also enjoy multi-level marketing. That is an industry I love so much. So as I said earlier on, I do so many things, I wear so many hats, and these are the ways that we can create multiple streams of income. So what am I the best to teach you today? I'm a qualified financial analyst. I'm a registered chartered banker with the Institute of Banking in Ireland. I have my master's in financial services from University College in Dublin. I have been in the financial industry for well over 15 years. I have been a passive investor for years and I've grown my portfolio significantly. I am a certified business coach from the John Maxwell certification team. I have helped many ladies and youth to create income through their skills and their knowledge. I'm so passionate about giving you the same strategies and tactics that the wealthy people use to grow their wealth. That's why you see that they say the rich get richer. They follow tactics, they follow process. So if we could keep that as well, then we are definitely going to reach our goals. So today, I'm so grateful for the impact I have been able to make. This is one of the testimonials I have. There's so many testimonials there. Coach Tinu is incredible. She assisted me in going from always being broke to having an investment. before I met Coach Tino, I was terrible with money. It was impossible for me to save money, and I was frequently in debt. Coach Tino provided me with advice on how to save and invest. And as a result, I was able to regain control of my finances. I now know exactly where every dollar I earn goes. I'm happy to report that I am debt-free and successful investor. So that is the main thing I do. I make sure you get out of debt and then become a successful investor, because these are the ways you can actually create your wealth. So let's get to the nitty-gritty of it. What is financial planning? Financial planning is a systematic approach to achieving one life's goal. That is just it. When you say it's systematic, that means a process that you put in place to be able to achieve your life goals. I said earlier on, our life goals can be different. I may want to have a private jet. I may want to have a NGO that will cater for maybe children with disability in all African countries in the world. You may decide that you want to help ladies that are finding it difficult to have ends meet, or single parent. We have different life goals, but for us to achieve these life goals, we need money. When we're talking about financial planning, it's about planning your money. That's the simplest thing. Planning your money, or planning how you can generate money. Those are the things we use. So it essentially assists you in regaining control of your income, your expenses, investment, and to enable you to manage your money and accomplish your objectives. So that's what financial planning is. Then why is it important to you for you to understand? You know, I told you earlier on the key takeaways you're going to take away from today. I'm sorry if I'm sounding fast, you know, I'm just looking at the time. It's supposed to be 1 hour, and we are already halfway, and we still have a lot to talk about. So that's why I'm a bit fast, but don't mind me.
Take your time. Take your time.
That's great. Put down your question on the chat box, and definitely I will get to answer your question. And this is just a summary. You know, if we really want to talk about financial planning, it can be like a 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, sorry, I think we have a network issue with Coach Tinu's internet. So I think, let me quickly take it from what she has on the screen. It says financial planning is a systematic approach to achieving one's life's goal. A financial plan serves as a roadmap for your life. It essentially assists you in regaining control of your income, expenses, and investments, enabling you to manage your money and accomplish. Okay, she's back. Oh, we've lost her. Okay, we've lost her. I'm sure she'll be back in the next few minutes. So please bear with us. Okay, why do we need to plan our finances? I'll just take it on. Why do we need to plan our finances? Can somebody please tell me what your understanding of financial planning is? Why do you think we need to plan our finances? You can raise your digital hand and let's talk about it. Okay, I'll call Sister Sheol. Sister Oluwaseun Aboke. Can you tell us why do you think it's important to plan our finances? Can you unmute yourself, please? Oh, do we have network? Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yes, oh, great. Okay. So, Sister Sheol Bishop, why do we need to plan our finances?
Next right onto Central Express. Use the left lane to take the US 85.
Sister Sheol Bishop. Why do you think we need to plan our finances? I know you know the answer to that. So can you just share it with others? Oh, you can't hear me anymore?
I can hear you.
Okay, Sister Latifat.
No.
Fantastic. Can you unmute yourself and respond, please? Sorry, not unmute. Can you put your camera on?
Right. Okay. What was the
Fantastic.
question, Ma?
Why do we need to plan our finances?
Why do we need to plan our finances? Because so that we can yield away from excessive spending. And some of us plan our finances for different goals. Like my 15-year-old that wants to join now, she wants to start she wants to start trading stock and different things, like so that she will be able to get herself a car and her own mortgage. So she's trying to learn about the finance now, planning when she's allowed to get a job towards it. So it's just so that we can meet our goals and objectives, and we can avoid excessive spending, I think.
Okay, thank you. That's one of the reasons why we plan our finances. That's a very good one. We set goals. I taught a class. There was a class I taught about 6 years ago. We taught a class about multiple streams of income. How many streams of income do you think one should have as somebody who is financially independent or who wants to be financially independent? Do you have an idea? Can anybody else, if you have an idea, you can tell me, or anyone else can answer that question. How many streams of income is ideal or would be ideal to have? Liz Dose, can you answer that question? Can you unmute yourself, please?
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, Coach, for coming in late.
Okay.
I just even replied with a text message. As much as you can have. So far, you're good at what you're doing. To me, so far you can do it, and one won't override one, or how do I say it? As much as you can. Like me, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Like myself, I'm an MC. I'm a singer. I'm a dancer. I'm an actor. So, and I'm a caterer as well. I make food. So that's like in 5 places. I'm an entrepreneur with a Mary. So you can see that's like 6 places, as much as you can. So far you can do it. That's for me. So far you can do it.
Okay, Liz Dose, you were part of the class 5-6 years ago that I took about multiple streams of income. How many did I talk about? Did we talk about?
5 years ago, sis.
Actually, 6 years ago. 7 streams of income. It's good to at least have 7 streams of income. And you nailed it anyway. You said you have 6 already. Okay, we have our coach back in the house, and we'll come back to talk about the streams or the types of income that you can have when you're planning your finances. Okay, we have our coach back in the house. Unmute yourself, Ma.
Yes, I'm unmuted. I'm really so sorry. Oh God, it's so funny. Can you allow me to share again, please? Oh my goodness, this has never happened before, never. I'm so sorry about that. Oh God.
Yeah, it just goes to show that they can take life anywhere in the world.
Imagine.
So it will make the people in Nigeria, it will make the people in Nigeria feel better.
Can you allow me to share my screen again?
Yes.
Everywhere is gone.
I've done that now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God.
Yes.
At least you can see me. I'm really so sorry, guys.
It's okay,
So
ma'am.
sorry about
It's
that.
one of those things.
Exactly. I'm just going to go back to where we stopped. We're talking about what is financial planning. And we looked at why it is very important to understand your finances. Because if you don't know why you need to do something, most of the time you do it wrongly. So it enables you to take a closer look at and actively manage your finances. Sometimes we spend in such a way that we don't know what the outcome will be. And within a few days, we just realize that the money is gone just because we don't understand where our money is coming from and what we are spending our money on. So when you understand how much money comes in and goes out, you can make more informed financial decisions regarding earning, saving, spending, and investing your money. That's the number one thing we need to understand, that you have to know your why, you have to understand your money. And there are benefits for your financial planning. I list them here. The first one is to boost your savings. If I may ask honest question, how many of us have savings? No, don't let me even say savings. Do we know what is called emergency fund? At least we understand the word emergency. How many of us have emergency funds? Most of us don't. Another benefit is to give us good living standard. We want to live in a place that is peaceful. The environment is not that we are closing one eye and opening one eye when we are supposed to be sleeping. We want to eat what we desire to eat. We want to, just have a good living standard. We also want to be ready for unforeseen events. God forbid, if anything happens, you lose your job. Can you maintain yourself for 2-3 months before you even get another job? And also, we want to attain tranquility. So these are the 4 benefits of financial planning. And these are the 4 core key areas of life. These are, if you don't have good things to eat, if you don't have good clothes to wear, to be comfortable, if you don't have any kind of savings, you'll be worried, if anything happens, where will I get money? So this is core area of life, and that is why it is important to understand your finances and know the benefits you gain from financial planning. Once you know the benefits of financial planning and you understand its importance, then you will be able to put the right thing in place. So quickly, we are going to be looking at the steps to financial planning. What are the steps to financial planning? A financial plan can include a number of components. When we say components are things that you bring together to make a whole thing. Like if you want to bake a cake, you need your flour, you need your egg, you need sugar. Those are the components that you have to bring together to actually create that lovely, fluffy, vanilla queen's cake. If you love cake like me. So the most important ones, which are essential components of almost any plan, are the following. These 7 things are the most important components for you to have a good financial plan. If you don't have at least these 7 components in any financial plan you create, then you have to revisit that financial planning. You have to calculate your net worth. What is net worth? We are going to go into that later, how to calculate your net worth. Net worth is what you are worth. That is your own net worth as a person. You can create for your family, you can create for your business, you can create for any other thing. But now that we are talking as your own personal financial planning, what is your net worth? What do you worth? We know when they are talking about Bill Gates, they are talking about Jeff Bezos, all those billionaires, they said they worth so billion. That doesn't mean they have that billion cash in their pockets. It includes their investments, it includes their company, it includes so many things. And that's what is called a net worth. Then the next one we're going to look at is the next step. So if you don't know your net worth, you can't go to the next step. you cannot establish your financial objectives, because your net worth, what you are worth, what you have, will determine the financial objective you will have at each point in time. So that's the second step. And the third step will be for you to now analyze your budget and your cash flow. Now that you know your financial objectives, you now have to create a budget and the cash flow regarding that financial objectives. And the fourth one is now for you to now, okay, from this budget, this is what I can get as surplus to create a savings account and emergency funds for myself. Then the fifth step, after being able to do that, you know, if you don't have enough funds, you may not even go past third level. Then the fifth one is for you to now review your insurance and your taxes. Because if you cannot eat, if you don't have money to eat, then you will not even think of insurance, believe me. Then after that, the next one is for you to now be able to create investing policy. Now you have savings, you have enough, you have overflowing that you can use to do that. And then the last one is your retirement, your will, and your estate planning. Most of us shy away from creating will. I'm guilty of that as well. I don't have a will at the moment, but I have a mini one. You know, at least I have a nest of kin. You understand what I mean? But these are the things we need to start being proactive and do. So many things are happening around us. Things are happening. No negative thing will happen to us by God's grace, but we still have to be proactive, especially we ladies in business and in any leadership position or the other. Even being a stay-at-home mom, you are in a leadership position because you are the leader for your children, even your husband, you are the one managing the house. You are a managing director. So now, calculating your net worth. If you want to bring out your pencil and paper, I don't think we have much time to do that, but let me just explain it. So for you to know your net worth, you have to know what your asset is, and you have to know what your liabilities are. So your assets is, the list of your assets will include, you know, things that you own, that you know, this is what is mine. Maybe you've purchased a property, is your assets. You have a car, it is your asset. You have some expensive jewelries like gold, they are your assets. You know, you have some expensive furniture, anything you own is your assets. This can look like it's going to be cumbersome or it's going to take time, but believe me, if you take time to do this, your journey will be very easy. Bring out a piece of paper, sit down, and it can take 2-3 days to come up with them. And then when you list your asset, then the next thing for you to write it down is your liabilities. So for example, you own a property. Let's say it is a mortgage. You are paying monthly repayments on it. The property is yours, it's your asset, but you also have a liability on that asset. So you got the property for 300,000 euros. I will use euros because I'm in Ireland. And now your balance of that property is 200,000. You've paid over 100,000. You will still list that property as your asset because the market value of that property now may be as up to 600,000, but you're only owing 200,000 on it. So you put that 600,000 as your assets on the property. And when you now come to liability, you put down 200,000 as your liability on the property. So when you now deduct asset minus liability, so 600 minus 200, then that means your net worth is 400,000 regarding that property. So you do the same for every aspect of your life, your car loan, your credit card balance, your student loan, you do all the same for all of them. That's how you'll be able to know, okay, now, my gold is worth 1,000. My furniture is worth 2,000. My car is worth 4,000. Everything comes to 10,000. I'm just saying that I decided not to put figures at this stage, you know. So then, now my liabilities. So my mortgage, I pay so amount every month. So it's worth so much amount. Car loan is worth so much amount. credit card, maybe 200, student loan. So let's say all of them comes to 4,000. 10,000 minus 4,000 is 6,000. So your net worth, the person you are financially, Atinuke financially, is 6,000 euros. I hope we understand that, because this is a very, very, very important aspect that we need to do. And I put it down as an exercise for you to do. If you don't take anything out of this today, please take this away. Because if you are able to do this correctly, you will be able to budget correctly. You will be able to find out where you have surplus funds that you can use for investing. Because you just have to still invest. Most of us, we are not prone to investing. And that's why we are always, running kitty, running kata when anything comes up that we need money. I'm sorry for using that word. I just want to be sarcastic. Sorry about that. But I'm talking to myself as well as I'm talking to every one of us here. The next thing we need to understand is our money quadrant. We are still on this, your net worth. Your money quadrant is in 4 segments: your income, your expenses, your savings, and your investment. Your income, your expenses, your savings, and your investment. So list all of your income, your revenue sources. Let's say you work 2 jobs, you know what salary you get, or at the weekend, maybe you do have a small salon in your house. You know how much income that comes on average every month. You need to be able to write everything out. Our mama from Nigeria was saying earlier on that writing out documentation is very, very important, not only for banks, for yourself as an individual. Before I could get to be writing things out, it took me a long time because I'm a figure person. I don't like writing. But until I understand the importance of writing, of putting down information, before so many things change in my life. Because when you write it out, you will be able to see, oh my God, so I've been spending this money, I've been wasting this amount of money. But if you don't write it out, you will not know what you are wasting and what you are not wasting. So your expenses, to write them out. If you have savings, write out how much you save per month. But if you don't have savings yet, still write out, this is what I desire to save, because you can work towards it. Then also your investment. The plan is to start putting extra money here to generate revenue. Once you are able to know your income, your expenses, and you start saving, then you can now talk about investment. You can see the way it goes. Not investment first, no. And because that's why so many people get tired along the way, and then they stop investing because they did not follow the process. So many clients comes to me that I want to invest, I want to create. So, okay, now let's look at your money. Let's look at your income. Let's look at where you, and sometimes they don't even have surplus. Talk less of investing, but we will now be able to create other income stream. So maybe it's braiding, you know how to do, okay, well, every Saturday I need 2 clients, 30 euros, 60 euros. I'll take 10 euros away from my, then 50 euros that I get, I will be using that for investment. So there are ways of bringing out money, but it's just that because we don't take time to think and look at ways to bring out this money, then it can be very difficult. So when we want to establish financial objectives, we have to be smart. We call it SMART goals. Your goal has to be specific. Your goal has to be measurable. Your goal has to be attainable. Your goal has to be realistic, and it has to be time bound. When I say specific, you have to be sincere. Okay, I want to save to buy a brand new car in the next 5 years. That's specific. You can even put months. They're measurable. Measurable means, is it possible? Can you actually save? Can you create habits? Where can you save? Then attainable means that 5 years, Is it possible for you to still get that car you want to buy? Is it attainable? Is this something your salary or your income now can take you all the way, that you will not be tired midway? And is it realistic? Do you actually need a new car in 5 years' time? Or do you have any other pending issues that you are supposed to look at? And then is it time bound? Time bound means the number of years or months, which is what we've already talked about. So we have short term, we have medium term, and we have long term. The short term objectives will be between 12 to 24 months or lesser. You know, you can say in 3 months' time, I want to get a new certification in my business. Maybe you are a caterer and you want to go and learn how to do roast on flour, on cake. That's a 3-month goal, and you want to save towards that. So you decide in the next 1 month, I want to save enough money so that I can go for the training. So that, or you want to save for vacation. Those can be your short-term goals. And there's this medium term, which can be 2 to 5 years. You know, you can decide to save for a home down payment. You can decide to save to buy a car, just as the example I gave. And then we have the long-term goals. And this is where I always emphasize a lot for we women. It is very easy to achieve short-term goals most of the time, but long-term goals, most of the time, we are not patient enough. We think how long will it take for me to do this? If 5 years and above, it can be your long-term goal. You may have a child now that is 11 and you are saving for their college education when at 17, that's over 5 years. Or you are investing for your own retirement. By that, you have to know the kind of investment you will go for. Those that, if anything is happening in the market today, you don't even want to care because you know you don't need it in the next 10, 15 years. Or paying off your mortgage, that, oh, this mortgage, I'm supposed to pay it off in the next 10 years. So I must have an objective on how to pay out the mortgage in the next 10 years. So these are the way we analyze financial objective. But if you cannot categorize it to short term, medium term, long term, everything will be all over the place. Everything will be all over the place. And that can actually affect your... Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks. I just want to be sure you can hear me. You know, so the next step is for you to analyze your cash flow and your budgets. Now you know your net worth. Now you know what you want, your objective are. Then you want to work towards it. So what's your cash flow? How much is coming in for me? Basically, your income minus your expenses, that's your cash flow. How much am I earning? So we have an example here. Your income is 3,000 per month. Your side business is 500, and your maintenance income is also 120, maybe from your spouse or somewhere. And you have a total of 3,650. Now, you have your fixed expenses that you have to pay. We call it fixed because your rent is more, even if your landlord will increase rent, they will give you notice. So for now, it is fixed. And your food, you know that every month you cannot even spend less than 800. You have to, at least you have to buy your yam, you have to buy your cereal. And then your utilities, maybe your gas bill, your electric bill, you know that averagely they are fixed. You have to pay it or else they will cut your lights. Then your insurance, maybe you have a car insurance. If you don't have insurance on your car, you cannot drive the car. So that is a fixed expense. Then we have what we call variable expenses. Maybe you decide to buy Ashwebi this month, or you decide to go on holiday, maybe just a weekend away, or transportation costs can be up and down because of the fuel cost. Then we have what we call irregular expenses. It can be health expenses. God forbid you fall sick or your baby falls sick, or your car just decided to break down. And then at this section, I have what we call car loan, which are under your debt, your credit card or other loans that you have. Those are debts that you have. You have to make sure you are sincere and put all this information together for you to have a proper, successful financial plan. These are so it takes time to do this, but believe me, if you do it religiously, within a week, for the next 1 year, 2 years going forward, life will be much more easier. Because once you do this, you will realize that me that I even think I have money, I don't even have money. I better start looking for other sources of income. You know, you will now start looking for ways. Instead of maybe sitting down watching Netflix, you can use that time to say, let me go and learn how to sew. Maybe if I start sewing, you know, or how to cook. So your cash flow is your income minus your expenses. So when we add all the income together here, we got 3,650, and all the expenses, both the variable, the debt, and everything, we got 3,372. Then your cash flow, which you have, is your 278. So that's the money you can flow from 1 month to the other. That's why it's called cash flow. It can flow. It's not static. And that's the surplus that you can use for other things, because you've been able to care for the basic things that you need as a person. Most of the time, why we find it difficult to have good financial plan is because we don't care for the basic things. My own primary secret is this monthly budget guideline that I use. Some people will tell you that 70% is too much. You should cut it down to 50% for your monthly expenses. Then put 30% to your savings, and then put 20% to your investments, donation, and tithing. But let me tell you, it is better to start on an easy note than putting yourself under pressure. Now that you know your cash flow, you know your net worth, you know your income, you know your outcome, your expenses. Let's say you are spending 800 for food, realistic, and you now want to say, because I want to invest, I will be spending 400. It will not work. You will not be truthful with yourself. It will not work. You can decide to reduce it maybe by 50 gradually. Gradually. Look at things that you have to look at where you are wasting money regarding your food. Maybe there are some sales you buy and then it wastes. Like here, most of the time they sell this red pepper, 49 cents. When you go to like Lidl, you just want to pack everything. Most of the time, most of it will get rotten and is wasted. So you now start creating habits on how to make sure you don't waste those things, and how to make sure that, oh yes, this is what is happening. This is the way I'm wasting money. I'm going to cut down here. But when you are starting, okay, the best thing is to use 70% of your monthly income for your monthly expenses. Then the 20% out of it will go towards your savings, unless you have debts. If you have like high interest credit card that you have, please don't think of savings at that time. Pay up those, because if you save and you are incurring debt every month, and your interest, let's say your interest is $10, and you are saving $5, we will not be penny wise, pound foolish. It's better to put all the money there, so that when you finish paying the debt, you make sure you're not going to go near such debt again. Then you can now start saving. And then 10% will go towards other donations, maybe your tithing, investment, retirement, or saving for college. Because those ones are not the things you need immediately. But some of us are here that, just like Latifa said, they want to know about investment. But once you are able to go through all this, and you realize that all your surplus can go into your investment, fine. Now it's now left for you to look at the type of investment you can put your surplus into. So I quickly want to explain what we mean by savings and emergency funds. They are two different things. A saving fund is an account in which you set money aside for a specific purpose. I'm saving towards Christmas. I'm saving towards buying a new car. I'm saving towards buying a new couch for my sitting room. That is specifically for that. That's what is called savings. But your emergency fund, hey, that one, anything can happen. That one is compulsory. You can decide not to save to go on holiday this year if you don't feel like, but having an emergency fund is very, very important. It's very, very essential. It's a kind of saving that you don't go near. And it's a saving that needs to be at least minimum of your 3 months income. You see, the income we talked about the last slide, which was over 3,000, that comes from your salary. You need to have at least minimum of that saved, so that God forbid, if anything happens, you can't go to work or you lose your job, you will fall back on that. It is when you have been able to create an emergency fund that you should now start thinking of creating other savings funds. And don't let me get you confused. Even when you have emergency funds, that doesn't mean that you should put it in a bank and leave it in a bank. No. You can put it in a type of investment that when you need it, you are easily accessible to it. It's not the one that they will say, oh, this investment is fixed. You cannot access it for the next 3-5 years. Instead of putting it in a bank that you will not generate income, you access an investment, put your emergency fund there, and it will still be generating income for you, because you might not even need that emergency fund for the next 2-3 years. And by the time you need it, it must have even multiplied itself. But it should be a kind of investment fund that you have access to. I'm going to round up with the next 2-3 minutes because I've really taken our time. I'm so sorry about that. You have to put it in a kind of investment that you have easy access to. So now let's look at insurance and taxes. So once you've been able to do all that, you have your emergency fund, then look at your insurance policy. Life insurance is critical. It's not only car insurance, because I know most of us, the only insurance we understand or we know is about car. No. The way we take care of our car, that we insure our car, that if our car breaks down, insurance will pay us. That's the way we should insure our own life too. Have health insurance, have life insurance. Health insurance, God forbid you become sick and you don't have money, it's your insurance that will take care of everything. And maybe it's peanuts of $50 that you'll be paying them every month, or 50 euros. But you are rest assured that if anything happens. And life insurance is also important. We don't know when we are going to die. And we don't want to leave any expenses for our loved ones. We don't want them to start creating GoFundMe and putting our picture on web page. But when we have life insurance, maybe you pay, there's so many cheap ones. Maybe you pay just $30 every month. And by the time you are 80 or 90 years old, when you now die, your children don't even need to go and start sourcing for money, because the life insurance will give them enough money that they will use, and they will even have surplus for themselves. So please, let's put all these things into places and examine your taxes. This is another critical area. Most of us, we are leaving tax for the government. You can claim property tax, you can claim insurance tax, you can claim carer tax. There's so many taxes you can claim back. But we don't understand our taxes, so we just pay tax to the government and we don't claim them back, which is supposed to belong to us. And for example, like here in Ireland, after 4 years, if you don't claim it, you've done Sarah with that one. You know, so we need to look at this, and that's why it's always good to have financial advisors. Everybody needs a financial advisor, because we don't know it all. You need a professional, and once they're able to put you through and you understand this thing, you don't need them for life, except for other bigger things that you may need to call up. But once you understand your tax and you know how to apply for your property tax, you know how to apply for your health tax. Let's say you pay $1,000 a year for your health insurance, and they are giving you 30% back. You go and collect 300 back. In essence, you only paid 700. But if you don't collect it back, you are paying 1,000. Now, the aspect that most of us want, I'm going to use about 5 minutes, please, sorry. Create your investment policy. Hey, this is the way I like most. You know, before you start investing, have a mindset of investments. Most of us, we have this mindset block that we grow up with. Hey, all those companies, They are scam. They just want to go away with your money. Or rich people don't make heaven. You know, all those things that we've grown up with, and consciously or unconsciously, it's affecting our life at older stage. Number two, you get rid of any money block belief that you have. Create money affirmation and read it to yourself daily. Please, this is not like somebody is mad. Though. This really works. Write about 5 sentences. Money loves me. Money attracts me. I am a millionaire. I will make money today when I go out. Believe me, that will register in your brain and that will make such things to happen in your life. Just try it. Then number 4, be crystal clear on your why. You know, I was talking about your why. Why do you need this money? Oh, I want to buy private jet. Oh, I want to build motherless home. That will be the fuel that will be pushing you to go for the type of investment that will create that kind of money for you. Then also you set your investment objective after knowing your why. Okay, in the next 3 years, at December 2025, I must have opened this motherless home in Accra, Ghana. That's a clear objective. That will help you to work towards it. Then the last one is decide if you are going for a short-term or a long-term investment. You have to decide. There are different types of investment in the financial markets. We have the stock, we have the bond, we have the mutual funds, commodity, cryptocurrency, real estate. I'm sure most of us will not understand this at the moment, but I can't actually explain them. But these are ways, you know, those millionaires, this is where they make their money. That's where they don't work, they sit at home. Even those that they say they have businesses, they make money from things like this a lot. So if we too can tap into it, it's a sure way of making money for ourselves. This is just an explanation of each of them. I will not go into each of it. It's not really relevant, but I just want you to know that these are ways that you can make money without really doing anything. Most of them, they are passive income. You don't have to sit down and be come and buy my shirts that I'm selling, come and buy my shoe. You just put money there and the money will be growing. Although everything in life is risk, you have to understand your risk tolerance, your risk level to know the kind of investment you will also go for. And they've made it so easy that you can do all these things on your phone as well. In Europe, we have Trading 212, we have eToro, we have AvaTrade. In America, there is Robinhood, Wealthfront. In Nigeria, we have Bamboo, we have Trove, we have Invest. So many options out there. So many options. Because passive income is very, very important. When you are sleeping and you are making money, that's the sweetest kind of money to make in life. You don't have to do anything. Sometimes the money you make from passive income, depending on your capital, is more than what you gain from your business or from your work. And then the 7th one, which is the last one, is retirement, wills, and estate planning. You have to create a plan towards the type of retirement you want. Do you want to have a house by the sea that when you retire, or you want to travel around the world? Then you set up your will and estates. Who are those that will be beneficiary of your money? Not that when you go, family will now be fighting, brothers and sisters will now leave your children or something like that without anything. But once you have your will in place, they have to follow your will. You understand? So nobody knows tomorrow. So in conclusion, if you fail to plan, you are intending to fail. Benjamin Franklin correctly stated, you may have a variety of financial goals, but in order to accomplish them at the correct time in your life, you must have a financial plan in place. You must have. With the little one I've told you today, you can have your plan. You can create your own net worth. You can know your cash flow yourself, and you can know your surplus. More help that you will need is about investing. I'm open for that. My coach is also open for that. Coach Tak, she's my boss. You know, so I introduced a group called the Wealthy Girl Tribe, which I launched in January already. Although this workshop is supposed to come up in December. So sorry if you see this It's just coming up today because of some things. So, and this is a platform for savvy ladies to learn tricks and tips on investment that yields good return. It's a place to acquire first-hand information on viable investment. It's a community of ladies building wealth through investing, and it's a place to get support and answers to your investment question and money management. Now, I open the floor for your question. I promise I'm going to answer all your questions. So do we have any question? It's 17 minutes past 9.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
You're welcome.
Coach Atinuke Adegwe. Thank you so much. I'm sure we all got value for this. And I'm sure a lot of people have things to say. If you have anything to say or you have any question, please raise your digital hand. We have come to the end of the workshop officially right now. It's a question and answer period. Please raise your digital hand. Unmute yourself. Are you able to unmute yourself? Okay. Sister Sheung Obisheson, you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sis. That was a powerful presentation. In fact, you didn't leave anything out.
Thank you.
It was so deeper than I thought. You really know your onions. I'm so glad. It's a privilege to be a partaker of the gift of God upon your life.
Thank you.
I'm looking at financial planning as a whole. I think every woman being should go through this section. And why do I say this? Because sometimes looking at the way you the calculations of your spendings and all, sometimes there are some responsibilities that we put upon ourselves, which messes up the planning. But if those people who come into your finances, whether because you always say yes to them, you don't have to say no to them, they understand this. They will know that they are inconveniencing us, or maybe we are doing that to somebody else as well. I don't know. Exactly. But it's something that should be compulsory. It's something that we should have. The way you teach a child to be able to become a responsible adult, this should be part of the training. It's so deep. And part of your teaching, just to kind of my own experience with that emergency funding, emergency fund or savings or so. I remember one time we went to Nigeria, and because I'm an advocate of saying, oh, patronize Black people when they are doing business, your sister, your brothers, patronize them. And unfortunately for us, when we got home, the person who booked the ticket for us, I don't know what he did, maybe it was a mistake or intentional. He only booked one way for us to go to Nigeria.
Oh my God.
We didn't know until we got to the airport. Myself, my husband, and 3 children that time.
Oh my God.
Then to come back, even though the money we have, we don't have access to it. But we were able to call some people who kind of raised money for us. So that money that we have put aside to, that we are just looking at, not the way you look at your bank statement, you just smile and shake it.
Exactly.
When we got back, that was what God used to cover our shame.
Thank God.
Even though it was just for like 2 days that we were staying in Nigeria for, like, it felt like 2 years.
Imagine.
And that emergency funding was so, like, I don't even know how to say, lifesaver.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to another section with you. Hopefully, maybe a one-on-one will be better.
That would be great. No problem. Thanks so much for your feedback. I really appreciate that, my sister. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Coach Tinu, people are on YouTube, and from the Setup Network, it says, good to meet you, Ma. Our vice president, the vice president of Winlab, Ms. Sheyoye Wolowo, said, thank you very much. And Ms. Abdulaziz Adeyemi also said, thank you very much. And someone on YouTube also asked, I believe you can answer us on YouTube too. Of course, if you post your questions on YouTube, we'll be able to answer you right now, right here. The coach is still on seat for the next few minutes, and she'll be able to answer all our questions about financial planning. And by the way, if you would like to join the Women in Leadership and Business, this training comes free every month for Women in Leadership and Business. Sometimes we'll decide to share on YouTube, sometimes we will not. So I don't want you to think, oh, it's okay, I don't have to be part of the journey, I can always watch it on YouTube. Yes, you can, and sometimes we might not be able to share on YouTube. Like today we had a technical issue and we had to quickly resolve it in a way. Thank you all for joining us. If there's no other question, I'm sure someone would ask, I'm sure we still have people in the house that will want to ask one or two things. Liz Doze, do you have any question? I will stop sharing on YouTube right now. If there's any other, if you want to find out anything about the Women in Leadership and Business, or anything you need more information about the coach, feel free to call the number for Women in Leadership and Business is +44 7442 177 677, and we'll be more than happy to put you in touch with the coach, with today's coach and any other coach, like Sister Shewo Bishop, who talked about parenting the other time. If you still need her information, get in touch with us and we'll forward her information. Coach Adegboye was talking about goal setting, writing things down. That brings me to this. For anybody watching today and you are in Europe, this is a journal, this is a book published by my humble self. If you are watching today and you are in Europe, today alone, send a WhatsApp message to +44 7442 177 677. And the first 5 people to get in touch will get a free copy or a free signed copy of this book. This journal will help you set your goals on a daily basis. It takes you into journaling. Sister Tinu, can you touch on reasons why people need to journal? Because you and I were discussing it a couple of weeks ago. Can you tell them how this can help towards their financial planning and how to actually achieve their goals? Just for 1 or 2 minutes, ma'am.
That's great, no problem. So, just as I was saying earlier on, I find it difficult to start writing myself because I'm not a writer. But it is important for us to understand how to write and journal, because you bring thoughts from your mind. And especially if you are a child of God or somebody that believes in something or universe, you see that when you are journaling, okay, this is what has happened to me. By the time you are writing it out, solutions will be coming to your mind. Now, you are journaling. Now, I need 1,000 euros by the end of the month because I need this money to start my business. By the time you journal that down, not just thinking about it, there's something that comes with writing. Believe me, if you don't do it, you cannot really understand and experience it. When you journal that down, then the thought of how to make the money will start coming. Oh, yes, I know how to cook. Can I not just tell my friends, if they know anybody that will need a bowl of eforiru, I can cook it for them, or go to students that maybe they like to have moi moi, I can make it for them. The journaling will make you to be thoughtful. Most of the time, if we just sit down and we are thinking, most of the time we get distracted. If I'm lying, please, somebody should say I'm lying. We get distracted, you think from one thing to the other, but when you put pen to paper, it's a different thing. it's a total different ball game. And that is why it is very important. I will really, really recommend the journal that Coach Tak has. She put a lot of effort to it. It took her over 2 years to get it done. So it's not shabbily done. And it's something that she has used for her life that has worked. Maybe most of us don't know who she is. She's the director of Podium Cinema, Podium Music. She has so many things. And she's also a coach. You know, she produces film, all this Nigerian beautiful Yoruba film. And she has put so much effort into this journal because she make it to be personalized to we ladies, especially of color. There's so many different ones you see online on Amazon, but this one is so specific to us as ladies of color. And I will encourage everyone to jump on this, even if you are not one of the 5 people, because I'm going to be number 1 from the 5 people. I'm just joking. Even if you are not one of the 5 people that are getting it for free, make sure you get your own. Journaling will change your life. It changed my life. It changed my thinking pattern. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. And perhaps you're someone who cannot reach out, who maybe because you're not in the UK or in Europe. Once we get to Nigeria, we'll let you know. The next workshop that we're doing, we're going to make sure that we also give some away. Because I'll tell you, the reason for putting this together is not just to make money, it's to change lives. And let's now say you can't, excuse me, you can't even get hold of us. You don't know. I will teach you how to put your own together in 1 minute, right now. Every morning, you will do your gratitude. Write 3 things you are grateful for. I'm sure you can always find something you're grateful for. And let me remind you, if there's nothing at all, you don't see anything, God has not done anything for you, at least he woke you up today. Some people went to bed last night and they didn't wake up. So thank God for life. Thank him that you can see to even be able to write. Thank him that you can write. Some people don't even have knowledge, no education. So thank him for those 3 things at least. And then you now put your goals for today. And some people will say, if they want to be difficult, they can say, I don't have any goals. I don't know. I'm confused. My life is all over the place. At least you want to eat that day is one goal. Write it. I would like to have breakfast, lunch, dinner. They are goals. When you get embarrassed by writing such goals, eventually you know how to put other goals. I want to go to the cinema. I want to go to my child's school. I want to go, and then action plan. Exactly what Sister Tinu was saying. Action plan as in, what do I need to do to achieve those goals? And what are my affirmations? She talked about affirmations earlier on. She said, do money affirmation. I do it a lot. My affirmation, you want to hear, is, oh, I'm a successful woman. I'm a fantastic mother. I'm a lover of God. Money loves me. Money flows to me naturally. Money likes my name. Anywhere I am, money comes there. I'm in love. You would say everything with faith. Even if those things are not happening, you say I'm the biggest donor in my church. Even if you're not, that's what you would like to be. You would like to support the work of God. You would like to do this for your mosque. You would like to do this for whatever you believe in, whoever you believe in. At least there's somebody, there's a supreme being somewhere. So do your affirmations, and at the end of the day, put it together. Well, I would not like to take too much of your time, because there will be a time where we're going to need to talk and teach about goal setting. And that time will come soon. If you've been with us today, thank you very much. For the people who joined through YouTube, thank you. We appreciate you. For the people in the Zoom class itself, that means you have registered. If you have registered, you're going to get your certificate within the week. Thank you. We hope to see you next month, when we bring another fantastic person to come and put us through a lot. Please remember, put your information together, plan your future. God bless you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.